All right, welcome. Today, we are going to crack the code on a super important skill for any market research executive apprentice, the K3 knowledge standard. It's all about quantitative research. So let's gear up and become data detectives. So, to help us out, let's meet our guide for this journey. This is Jody, a level 4 apprentice at IBIS Stores. And, just like many of you, she's really eager to learn, but she's up against a pretty big challenge. And here is the mission coming straight from her manager, Riedel. See, IBIS Stores is launching a new loyalty program, and they absolutely cannot afford to just guess what their customers want. They need the cold, hard facts. This is Jody's K3 mission. So yeah, the pressure's on, right? And this brings up a couple of huge questions for any apprentice. What in the world is quantitative research? And with a mission this big, where do you even start? This is where her mentor, Adam, comes into the picture. He knows that to solve any case, a detective first needs their toolkit, and that means getting a solid grasp of the fundamental principles. So Adam breaks it down really simply. He's like, look, quantitative just means anything you can count. It's all about using numbers to answer simple questions like, how many people? Or how often does this happen? It's how you get to those cold, hard facts. But Adam points out a big hurdle. IBIS Stores has thousands of customers. There is no way Jody can talk to all of them. So what's the solution? It's all about sampling. The trick is to strategically choose a smaller group that accurately represents the entire customer base. And Adam uses this great analogy. He says, think of good sampling like creating a perfect little mini version of all your customers. Bad sampling? Well, that's like only asking your friends and family if your new product is good. I mean, you'll get an answer for sure, but it won't be the truth. And that can lead to some really costly mistakes down the line. Okay, so the phrase statistical theory can sound kind of scary, right? But Adam reassures Jody, hey, this isn't about crazy advanced math. For a level 4 apprentice, it's really about using 4 core tools to find the clues: percentages, averages, making comparisons, and spotting trends. All right, so Jody's got her detective toolkit packed, and she is ready to go. We're moving from theory to practice now. Let's see how she actually applies all this stuff to crack the IBIS loyalty program case. Adam gives her this super clear 5-step plan, and it's for you too. First, you understand the principles. Then you figure out what data you need. You go collect it, you analyze it, and finally, you reflect on how you could do better next time. It's a really clear roadmap to success. And boom, here it is. This is the result of all her hard work. After surveying a solid, representative sample, Jody's chart makes the answer undeniable. No more opinions, no more guesswork, just data. A point system is the clear winner. But here's the thing, right? A truly great apprentice doesn't just hand over a chart and walk away. They tell the story behind the chart. Jody translates her data into these clear, actionable insights for Riddle. She's proving she can not only collect data, but she can also show what it actually means for the business. So Jody totally cracked the case, which is awesome, but her journey's not quite over yet. Now she meets her coach, Olivia, who's gonna help her with that final, absolutely crucial step, making sure all this great work is perfectly documented for her portfolio. Olivia pulls out this pro-level checklist for her Aptem portfolio. And look, it's not enough to just show the final chart. You've got to show the raw data, the dashboards, and this is super important, your own reflective accounts explaining your process, your thinking. And of course, proof of GDPR-compliant data handling. That's completely non-negotiable. And this advice from Olivia, it is pure gold for every single apprentice out there. Doing the work is really only half the battle. For your portfolio, you have to prove you did it. And, critically, that you understood the why behind everything you did. Okay, it's time for the final hurdle, the endpoint assessment, or the EPA. Olivia's now getting Jody prepped, so she can walk in there and confidently explain what she knows, even under pressure. So, I want you to imagine this for a second. You're in your EPA, and the assessor looks at you and asks this: what's your answer? This question gets right to the absolute heart of the K3 principle. And here is Jody's fantastic Olivia-coached answer. Just listen to how precise this is. She didn't just pick some people. She used the customer database to match key demographics, directly connecting her action to the theory of representativeness. That is a perfect answer. Then the assessor follows up with another question. Now, they're not trying to trick you here. They just want to see your critical thinking skills in action. They want to know that you get it, that no data is ever flawed. And this answer is just brilliant. Jody is upfront and honest about a limitation, the small sample size. She shows she understands what that means, a potential margin of error, and she even recommends how to improve in the future. That shows real maturity and a deep understanding of her work. So from that first mission from her manager all the way to acing her EPA, Jody has totally conquered K3. So let's boil all of this down to the one key thing you absolutely need to remember. Really, it all comes down to one single powerful idea. What is the real point of all this quantitative research for someone in marketing? And here it is, your K3 knowledge is not about being some kind of math genius. It is about being a storyteller. Your superpower is turning a mess of confusing numbers into a clear, compelling story that helps a business make smarter decisions. That's where your true value is. So there you have it. You've seen the whole journey. You've learned the principles, and now you have that detective's toolkit. So the only question left is, what business mystery are you going to solve next?